Sure. Hi, I'm Lynn. I'm from Vancouver. I did teach yoga before the pandemic, and during the pandemic, I haven't taught. So right now, I'm very excited to teach. I have a small group. I think this will be a bigger group that I'm teaching. So I'm very excited to be here and offer you yoga. So my name is Linh Jiang. I've been working with families and children with autism more than 10 years. So throughout the practice, if you ever feel nauseous or tired, give yourself the permission to come out of any of the poses. So you can come to a seated pose, which I'll show you. So a seated pose is cross-legged, right? And if you have a block or a cushion, you can sit on top of it. So here's a cushion. If you don't have a block, right, you can use a cushion to sit on and come to a seated pose anytime you're not feeling comfortable. And yoga should not be painful, right? It's a stretch, and you're feeling that sensation. So if anytime that you're feeling in pain, make sure that you stop and just listen to your body. And then you always come out to a resting pose, like a seated pose. And I'll show you another resting pose, which is called child pose. So let's get started. Let's come to a seated pose. So you can find a block or a cushion and making sure that you remove the flesh out of your sitting bones to help you sit up higher. You can see me, right? And then cross your legs. So one towards your groin and then the other one right in front of it. And then roll your shoulders back down your spine, lengthen your spine from your belly to your chest, lift up, and your palms facing down. So if you feel like you need to be grounded, if you're all so hyper and kind of excited, bring your palms down to your knee. Or if you feel like you need some energy, and you're really tired and dull, bring your palms facing up so you can receive the energy around you. Good. And then roll your shoulders back down your spine, tuck your chin in slightly, and then have a gaze about 3 feet in front of you if you're not going to close your eyes. Or maybe you're comfortable closing your eyes. And just slowing down your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. We'll stay here for a few breaths just to help us to get grounded, letting go all the conversations that we had throughout the day, breathing in and out through your nose. The sound of your breath brings you to the present of your practice, to your mat. So breathing from your belly to your ribs, to your chest, all the way to your collarbone, and out through your nose. And as you inhale, the same way from your belly to your ribs, to your chest, and your collarbone, and through your nose. You can continue to stay closing your eyes, or maybe slowly flutter your eyes open, and bring both arms forward. So your left hand over right, and then you're going to use your right hand to pull your left hand over to the right side. And making sure that your shoulders are all the way up to your ears. Bring the shoulders down, and then you're going to pull it, feeling that stretch in the tricep. Making sure that you're bring that shoulder down. Sitting up tall, making sure that you're not slouching. Yeah, your belly's engaged. Good. And continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Good, and then the same hand, left hand, right? Bring it up, and then you're gonna bring your left elbow towards the sky. Use the other hand to support it, and then push it towards the back, wherever it touches. Remember to breathe in and out through your nose, connecting your breath with your body. Slightly tuck your chin down so that you have light in the back of your neck. Good. And the same elbows up. The left elbow is facing up. You can use a strap, but we're going to come into a bind like this. So you might feel a bit tight. I'm turning around to show you, okay? And then you can use the strap. Come into a bind. So this is where you are, and that's fine. Okay? So 3 breaths here. 2. I want to slowly release. And just notice how it feels on the left side and the right side. Bring both arms out. Now this time the right hand over the left. So the left hand is going to pull over to the left side. Making sure that your shoulders are all the way up high. Right? Bring it down. Bring your shoulders down. And you're stretching the whole side of that tricep. Remember to sit up high, not rounding out spine. Good. Breathing in and out through your nose. Slowly release. So the same elbow, the right elbow is going to go up behind you. And then the other hand is going to support it. Good. Pushing down. Your hands touching your mid-back. Remember to breathe in and out through your nose. Good, and then slowly get your strap ready. And coming into a bind. And then this side you might feel maybe a little bit tighter, and you might be more open. Each side will feel different. Okay, so you use a strap. This is a nice shoulder opening. We've been sitting on the computer all day maybe, or we're just sitting on the sofa. This is a nice way, this is a nice opening for our shoulders, our chest. There's a nice stretch for our arm too. Good, and then slowly release. We'll shake it out, and we'll remove the block and bring our feet flat on the floor, and just kind of do a couple of windshield wipe, because we've been sitting on the same position for quite a while now. And this helps us reset our hips. Good. And then come back to a seated pose again. Bring your hands down, right hand on the floor. Inhale, bring your left hand up and over. So you're breathing through the whole left side of your ribs. And then look up if that's available. If this bothers your eyes or your neck, keep your gaze towards the floor. Otherwise, look up towards the sky and then bend your right elbow so that you have more stretch on your left side. Making sure that both of your sitting bone is rooted to the floor, so you're not leaning over like that. Good. And then exhale, lower your left hand onto the floor. Inhale, right hand up and over. Again, looking up towards the sky. If this bothers your neck or your eyes, keep your gaze down. Otherwise, looking up towards the sky. Bend the left elbow to help you have more stretch on your right side. Again, making sure that both seated bone is rooted to the floor. You're not leaning over. We're stretching our ribs. Exhale, slowly lower. Good. Bring both hands up, and then left hand over right. This is our eagle arm. And making sure that your elbow is away from you, not collapsing down, okay? So left over right. And you find that this is really hard to do for your elbows and arms crossed. You can cross your, you can hug yourself like this. So this is the same stretch for your shoulders and your back. Okay. Otherwise, we come to eagle arm. Left over right. Lengthen your spine. And exhale, you're going to twist to the right. Elbows away from your chest, not collapsing. Good. Inhale, lengthen again, and exhale, twist a little further, waking up our spine. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, we're going to twist to the left. Remember to breathe in and out through your nose, making sure that both sitting bones rooted, not leaning over. Exhale, come back to center. Release your hand. Just shake a little bit. Bring both hands out like zombie arms. So this time is right hand over left. Last time we did left, right? So right over left. Again, if you can't do the eagle arm, hug yourself. So you're going to get the same opening for your shoulders and your back, your upper back. This is a nice stretch for our upper back. So right over left. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Again, making sure that you're seated to the ground, to the floor. Breathing in and out through your nose. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, we're going to twist to the left. And making sure the elbows are away from you. Like this. For 3 breaths here. 2. 1. Slowly come back to center as you exhale, release. Shake it out. We're going to come into all fours. So your palms, I'm going to go sideways so you can see me. Your fingers flat on the floor, and your knees about hip width distance apart. Your hands are about shoulder width apart. This way. And if this bothers your hands, roll your hands. If this bothers your wrist, and roll your mat to have more support. Okay? So come into all fours. As you exhale, round your spine. Look at your belly. Tuck your chin in. Inhale, drop your spine. Look up, long neck. So that making sure that your neck, your shoulders are all the way up to your ears. Long neck, relax your shoulder. Exhale, round your spine. Go, follow your breath. Go at your own pace. Look at your belly. Inhale, drop your spine. Look up. Exhale, round your spine. Follow your breath. Okay. Inhale, drop your spine and look up, long neck. Good, and then slowly come to neutral spine. We're gonna thread the needle. So your left hand, your right hand stays where it is. Left hand is gonna thread under, and then so your left side of the face is gonna come onto the mat. Okay, bend your right elbow. So you can stay here, or maybe right leg extends out. Okay, we're gonna start that again. So we're at cat-cow here. We're gonna thread the left hand underneath. And then your left side of the face is gonna come onto the floor. You stay here, or maybe your right leg extends out. And if you're comfortable like this, maybe your right hand extends up. Opening up our chest. And a nice stretch. Good, and remember to breathe in and out through your nose. The sound of your breath brings you back to your practice. Because we're constantly thinking the future and the past. So remember to practice your breathing. Slowing down our breath and slowly bring your right hand down. Inhale, come back to cat-cow. Do a couple of cat-cow just to reset our spine. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, drop your spine, look up. Do a couple more at your own pace. And then when you're ready, we're going to thread the other side. So your right hand is going to thread over the left. So you're on your right side of the face, right, onto the mat. And then you're going to bend your left hand. Your left hand is on the floor. I'm going to do this again. So we're on all fours right now. You use your right hand thread underneath. Your left side of the face is on the floor. If you're comfortable here, you can extend your left leg, your left leg out. Yeah. When you're comfortable here, maybe extend your left hand up. And breathing in and out through your nose. Again, anytime that I'm holding your pose too long, you're holding the pose too long, you can always come out of it. Give yourself permission to come out. Slowly bring your left hand down. Inhale, come back to all fours again and do a couple cat-cow. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, drop your spine, look up. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, drop your spine, look up, long neck. Good. And then slowly bring your right foot forward. So your right foot forward, and then you're gonna push that back thigh towards the floor. You're gonna encourage that thigh towards the floor. So you're hinging from the hip, your pelvis forward. And then your ankle and your knee is in line, okay? So you don't want to have your knee over that big toe. Make sure that it's in line. I'll go this way so you can see. And you see that I'm pushing my back knee further away, okay? And then so your hands in the front and your foot is in the middle, okay? Good. And then you're leaning onto your fingers. You're not leaning onto that bent knee. You're not collapsing again. Lengthen and pressing onto your fingers. This is your low lunge. Okay? And then as you inhale, we're going to slowly straighten that front leg. Going to come into that front heel. So this is where you need a block or a book to help you if you find that your hands are not down to the floor, okay? So you're going to pull your right hip back and your left hip forward so that you're square. You're facing forward. You're not doing this way. You're not sideways. You're facing forward. Pull your hip back and up. And then your left hip is going to go forward so that you're nice and square in center. Not sideways. Use a block. You're coming onto that front heel. Use a block to help you come up. And then when your hand is down and you're using your block, slowly your chest is going to go towards that thigh. Straighten that front leg and breathing in through that sensation in the back of that leg. This is your half split. As you exhale, lower that front leg, front foot, bend that knee, and then you're going to sweep up. I'm going to go this way so you can see. You're going to sweep your hand up. If you find that this is bothering your shoulders, bring your hands up to the hip, or maybe hands at the knee, sorry. Hands at the hip. Or maybe you sweep up and look up. Good. And then you exhale, sweep your hands down, and come to the half split again. Come onto that front heel. Again, pull your right hip back and left hip forward. Okay? We'll do one more time. As you exhale, press that foot forward onto the floor, bend that front knee again, and sweep your hands up. There's an option, right? You can bring your hands at hip, hands at heart, or maybe sweep up. Good. Exhale one more time. We're going to come to a half split. Straighten that front leg. Breathing in and out through your nose. Your chest towards that front thigh. Good. And then slowly press down that foot. We're on the same leg, so we're on the right knee. Right leg. You're going to bring that knee down onto the floor. And you're going to use the short end of your mat as a guide. It's going to be like sort of like parallel to that shin, the front shin, okay? And then that back leg is not just a spaghetti. It's engaged, it's active. So you check the back leg that you're in line with the knee and the hip and the ankle, okay? And if you find that you're collapsing onto this, use a pillow or a block to sit up, help you sit up higher. If this bothers your knee, you bring your heels closer to your groin, okay, like that. Otherwise, you want to encourage it and kind of parallel to the short end of the mat. And the block is sitting on your right hip. Good. So this is your coming into a pigeon. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Maybe you stretch out forward, or maybe you stack your hands. Stack your left onto your right, and then you slowly rest your forehead onto the hand. This is a nice stretch for your hip in your pigeon pose. Breathing in and out through your nose. So stack your hands and lower as you exhale. Good. Slowly using your palms, press your palms up very slowly and bring it to the side. And then you bring the back leg, sweep it to the front, and coming to a fire log. So fire log, so your left leg is on top. So you find that your knee is up high in the air like this. Use a block to support it. And we're not sitting cross-legged. So fire log is the shin is almost parallel to each other. And use the short end of your mat as your guide. Okay, making sure that you're not hanging out up in the air like this. Use a block to support it. And your hand's going to go behind you to help you lengthen your spine. Okay? And this is like a really intense stretch for your hips. But we carry a lot of stress on our hips during the day. So this is a nice way to release that tension. Use your hands to help you lengthen your spine, making sure that you're not sitting rounded like this, okay? It's not going to help. We don't have any benefits this way. Lengthening your chest, sitting up. If you're comfortable here, you can walk your hands to the front of the mat and maybe you stretch forward, making sure that your spine is not round. Lengthening, flat back. And this is your fire log pose. Remember to breathe in and out through your nose. This is like there's a lot of tension on our hips, right? It's very tight. So make sure you're breathing as you hold this pose. You're not holding your breath and holding the pose. The breath will help you come down further. Slowly use your hands to walk yourself back up. If you're down, and slowly release and bring your feet flat on the floor, bend your knees. We're going to do a couple of windshield wipes just to reset our hips. We're going to go on the other side. Slowly make your way to all fours on the floor again. So we were on our right foot, right? Now we're going to be on our left. Coming to a low lunge. So bring your left foot to the front of the mat between your hands, and then you're going to encourage that back knee further away. Yeah. And making sure that your ankle and your knee is in line, and that your knee is not over that big toe like this. Okay, that's going to hurt your knee and cause injury in the long run. So your ankle and knees in line, your hands flat. So you're putting the pressure onto your fingers or your hands. You're not collapsing onto that knee. Good. And then we're going to slowly straighten that front leg. We're going to come into that front heel, coming to a half split. So now this time we're going to bring our right hip forward and our left hip pull back. so that we're not sideways like this. Again, use a block if your hands are not touching the floor. Okay, straighten, and then you just start to straighten that front leg. And breathing in and out through your nose. Pull your right hip forward and left hip pulling back. Good, and then slowly, we're gonna, as you exhale, press down that front foot down onto the floor. Again, you can stay here, or maybe your hands at the knees. Maybe it stays at the hip or the heart. You choose whatever is comfortable for you. Or maybe it goes up towards the sky. Relax your shoulder, making sure that your shoulders are all the way up to you. Bring your shoulders down if your arms are up. Good. Exhale. This time we're going to sweep your head down and straighten that front leg. Your right hip forward, left hip pull back. And then slowly lengthen your spine, hinge from the hip, and your chest come towards that front thigh. Not your chin. Okay? Making sure that's your chest. Lengthening your spine. Good. And then as you exhale, slowly press down that front foot again. We're going to do one more time, low lunge. Sweep your hands up. Remember, those options are there for you. Hands at the hip, hands at the knee, maybe hands at heart, or forward expression, hands towards the sky. You're going to hinge from the hip. Good. Exhale, sweep your hands one more time to half split. Good. Exhale, press that foot, and then the same leg, we're on the left side, right? Lower that knee and come into a pigeon. Set yourself up. If you find that you're sitting like this, use a block to support it yourself. Sit up higher. Okay, and then the guide is your shin, that front shin is parallel to that short end of the mat. Or maybe if this bothers your knee, bring your heels closer to your groin. And then checking your alignment. The back leg, ankle, knee, and hip is in line. It's not just floppy like a spaghetti. Spin, right? Spaghetti noodle, sorry. Good. So you're comfortable here. You walk your hands to the front of the mat. Maybe your hands extended, or maybe you stack your hands on top of each other and then rest your forehead down. You rest your forehead onto your hands. Remember to breathe in and out through your nose. And again, if I hold you in any of these poses too long, give yourself permission to come out. Come to a seated pose. For 3 breaths. 2, 1, slowly using your palms to push yourself up. And then that back leg is going to swing forward and come into a fire log. The other side, right? So make sure, again, your guideline is the shin is parallel to each other. This is hanging out in the air like this. Use a block. And your hand is going to help you lengthen that spine. Okay? Good. If you're comfortable here, walk your hands to the front of the mat and then slowly lower your head, making sure that your spine is nice and long. If you're going to be if you're going to deepen your pose. So you don't want to be rounding your spine like this. Lengthening and come forward. Slowly push yourself up. You can be relaxed to come up. Use your hands to help you come up. Your feet flat on the floor, bend your knees, a couple of windshield wipe just to reset our hips. Good. We're going to swing our legs back. We're going to slowly come into a down dog. So with your hands, both feet both knees on the floor, hands on the floor, making sure that all parts of your hands are touching the mat. And then you slowly lift your knees up and then push your sitting bones where the ceiling meets the wall. And coming to down dog. So your down dog, make sure that the length is about the length of your leg. Your hands and your feet is about your leg distance apart. And then relax your head, let your head hang heavy, okay? And then lift your sitting bones up higher. Down dog. This is nice to get all that fresh oxygenated blood into your head and your face. Good. Slowly bring look to the front of the mat, right foot forward. I'm going to go this way so you can see me. Right foot forward. And then the back foot is slightly angled. So your front heel is in line with that back instep. Your right heel, we're on the right foot. And then your knee and your ankle is in line, not making sure that your knee is not over the big toe. Your knee and ankle, okay? And then your heel is going to be in line with that back instep foot. And the length is about your leg, okay? Inhale, slowly come on up. You're coming to warrior two. Inhale, bring your hands, stretch your hands out, right hand forward. You're gonna look past the tip with your right fingers. And then the other hand's gonna stretch back. Your feet is gonna feel like it's rooted to the floor. And you're gonna lengthen your torso. Good, exhale, bend your front knee a little bit more. And then relax your shoulder, making sure that your shoulders are all the way up. Exhale, relax your shoulder. We're going to cartwheel our hands down to down dog again. Bring both hands, plant it onto the floor, and push your right foot back. Push your left foot back and come to down dog. Walk your dog. Walking your dog means the toe stays on the mat. The toe stays on the mat, and then your heels pop up and down. So this releases any tension on your lower back. Okay? So that's walking your dog. Toe stays on the mat. Your heels pop up and down. This time we're going to go to the left side now, right? We did the right. I'm turning around so you can see better. So you look to the front of the mat, left foot forward. Now you're going to set up the back foot. It's going to be parallel to the short end of the mat. And this front heel is in line in the middle of that back instep. Again, making sure the knees are not over the toes. Inhale, slowly bring yourself up to warrior two. Look past the tip of your left fingers. And that back leg is nice and straight. The back heel is rooted to the floor. Exhale, bend that front knee. And making sure that your knee is not splaying in. It's straight, forward. Okay? Good. Warrior two. Gives you lots of energy in warrior two. Straighten that back leg. Good. Bend that knee as you exhale. We're going to cartwheel our hands down to down dog. Tap both hands down, pivot the back foot, and then push your left foot back to warrior down dog. Walk your dog. Nice. You're slowly come into child pose. Bend your knees apart, and then sink your sitting bones down, and rest your head onto the floor. Your hands reaching forward, or maybe your hands by your side. Child pose. This is nice to have come into a child pose. It stretches our hip, and it lets you absorb that wonderful energy that you just did. Remember to breathe in and out through your nose. So child pose is hands forward, or maybe hands by your side. I like to spread our knees apart so that you can have that space for your belly when you come down. Okay? So it's a nice stretch for our back, lower back. Remember to breathe in and out through your nose. Inhale, slowly come on up. We're going to swing our legs to the front of the mat. Bend your knees and feet flat on the floor, hands extended out. Suck your belly in. We're going to slowly make our way down to a mat. Hug your knees to your chest, bend your knees, wrap your hands around the knee, and you're going to rock side to side. This is a nice massage for our spine. Because we did some twisting in the beginning, so it's a nice massage. Rocking side to side. You can stay back, come back to center. Extend your right hand out. Your right hand is going to go the shoulder height, so it's not higher. Okay, good. And then your knee is going to go opposite. If you find that your knee is hanging out in the air like this, use a block or a pillow. I'm going to move around so you can see me, okay? So if you're extending your right hand out, and your knees are going to go to the left. So your knees can go, use your pillow to support it. Making sure that your knees are not up high in the air. Support it. And your right hand is extended out to a 2-knee twist. So every time we do a twist, it helps with our digestive system. It's massaging our internal organs. And so your gaze, you can keep it towards the ceiling, or maybe you stretch your neck and you're going to get, yes, your gaze is going to go towards the extended hand. That's the right hand. Okay? So your knees are towards the left side. And your gaze is towards the extended hand, the right hand. If this bothers your neck, keep your gaze towards the ceiling. Inhale, slowly bring your knees back to center, and then you're going to swing to the right side. And then you extend your left hand. Right? We're switching around. So your left hand is extended out, making sure that it is not higher like this, not straining shoulder height. And then your knees are going to go to the left, to the right. Use a pillow to support the knee if you need to. Breathing in and out through your nose. This is our last pose before we come into a Savasana, a relaxation practice. And this, when you're in your 2-knee twist, it also helps you deal with our stress. That helps calm our nervous system. This is a nice stretch for our lower back too. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Then do a couple of hug your knees to your chest, and then do a couple of walking side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly straighten our leg. Your feet flat, your legs flat on the floor, hands by your side, your palms facing up. So your feet as wide as the mat, okay? And your feet is going to flop open. Savasana is like, I want you to be lying down. While I'm talking, you can listen to me. Savasana is like, imagine you're taking a bubble bath. It's like getting your body to absorb all that wonderful energy that you just practiced. So relax your hands, bring your hands by your side, your feet flat on the floor. If this bothers your spine, you can have a pillow underneath your knees so that has a slight bend. Okay? Just palms facing up, and then you slightly tuck your chin in to your chest, to your neck, so that you have length in the back of your neck. Release your hair ties and take off your glasses if you have it. That way everything is relaxed. Relax the heels. I'm going to walk you through it, so make sure that you're still lying down. Relax your heels. Let it melt towards the floor. Feel the floor melt beneath the floor, your heels. Relax your shin, your calf muscles. Let it drop heavily towards the floor. Relax your thigh muscles. Let it fall towards the hamstring. Relax your hips. Let it be heavy. Breathe into your lower back, mid back, upper back, all the way up to your shoulders, your collar. Let it melt towards your elbows and your hands. Relax your head. Relax your skull. Let it melt towards the floor. Relax the muscles around your face. Relax the space between your eyebrow. Relax your cheeks, your chin, making sure that there's space between your upper and lower teeth. Slowly start to bring awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Move your head side to side ever so slowly. We're now completing our relaxation practice. Just notice how you feel after the start of the class and the end of the class. Notice how you feel. Notice your breath, the quality of your breath. You can come back to your normal breathing. I'm going to walk you back to a seated pose. So slowly bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. You're going to bring your knees to the right side and then use your left palms to push yourself up to a seated pose. Coming to a tall seated pose, roll your shoulders down, the spine, lengthening the spine. Let's bring our hands up, palms together, hands at heart. Slightly bow to your hands. With this expression of gratitude, thank yourself for making your way to the mat and committing to the time to practice. And I also thank you for allowing me to share my teaching. So namaste. Thank you very much.